This is Fano with an hour with the Wolfpack, and this is my segment Steppin' Out of Babylon, and this is day 63. And today's date is March 24th, 2016. And today I did the normal diet. I think I ate a bag of sprouted yam chips. I don't think I'm gonna eat those again. They gave me like gas. Normally they say if you get gas from eating something, your body couldn't digest it right. So for sure, not eating those, even though I thought those were like somewhat healthy. And then I did a kefir smoothie, and I just did liquids, and then I had some heirloom popcorn. Then my nighttime diet, and that was about it. No real craving thoughts. I began to realize, though, on a day-to-day basis, you go through a lot of, like events that you go through each day. They add like stress, or they add energy into yourself. And I was thinking, in a simple life, you just grow food or you hunt and you build shelter and find water, and that's it. Then you like reproduce, and that's pretty much life every day. Living in the city, it's like you can go out and interact with thousands of people, and that's your life. But none of those interactions like really have anything to do with your survival. And then there's this whole thing of like, trying to find the perfect person to be with, and all these other interactions mess with your energy. I guess when I'm saying that, in the city, everything is so like there just to like freak you out. And I always hear like a lot of people that come from like farm areas are like, "Oh, it's so boring there," and this and that. And I always thought like, well, maybe if I was raised in a farm area or something, I might think it's boring. Maybe. I think the city's exciting. Since I live in the city, I think like the forest area or like a farm area would be really nice. But I guess my point about all this is that life, regardless if you want it to be simple or not, it's going to be complex in the city because there's all these interactions going on. Even if you just think about like bills in general, you got all these bills, but it's like, well, if you don't have bills, and maybe with your parents, then you have no bills, but then you have them like giving you shit for their bills. Or you're in a relationship and that person's giving you shit, or you're in a really good relationship and people give you stuff and help you out. So I'm just thinking like, yeah, like I guess the most conscious decision to make is to make your life as simple as possible and just give up a lot of things, because what I've been learning is that everything I give into, that becomes, well, at least for me, like an addiction. So if I watch a lot of TV, that becomes addiction. If I watch a lot of movies, that becomes addiction. If I eat something, that'll become an addiction. If you hang out with certain people, that becomes an addiction. And I guess we do want the fundamentals of like, well, we want enough food, we want enough shelter, we want enough water, we want someone to reproduce with. So, I don't know. I guess me, I'm just like more simpler, so I would be happy with just a one relationship with someone, breed with, and eating all my superfoods and things, and just having a nice place to live in and being able to farm and all that stuff. then I begin to think like, my reality is always just gonna be me. Even if I go out there and say my reality is about the universe and helping the universe is like frequency raised or something like that. I guess that's part of me, but at the same time, wouldn't we all be in a better place if we just focused on ourselves and made sure like we're all right as individuals versus thinking like one guy's gonna come and save the world? Then my only real thought from it is that we were tribal, and I think maybe if we just focus on our tribes and not like there's nearly no point to like fight each other in a tribal situation. There's enough food, there's enough water, there's enough land for everyone. I mean, we're obviously smart enough to just be like, oh, okay, I'll stay on this side, you stay on that side. Okay, we'll reproduce, yada yada yada. Like, I think there's just like certain areas of the world that are like not that great, and then people hear like the fairy tale of other places and they want to go there. Or at the same time, like, freak, man, like, the area they grew up in is getting blown up by war and all this other crap. I don't know, it's just like, just life is so complex that it's almost kind of getting away just to kind of be away from it all. But then, like, well, nothing changes. But then, in the reality of it, the stuff people do say that this changing thing or this very conscious movement things, like how 10 years ago there was no organic stuff, everything was GMO, and now everything is GMO free and organic. But if you look back like 30, 40 years ago, there was no GMOs. Everything was organic. And all that GMO shit you did eat, it's going to affect you the next 10, 20 years. Anyways, even if you go back to organic. And still in the reality, there's going to be, even though there's that option now, still majority of people don't have enough money, so they're going to eat GMO stuff, or they're addicted to like breads and beers and pizzas and chicken sticks and chicken fish sticks and all the other shit. So of course they're going to buy it. Their addictions, or their thing to be okay with everything. I just think everything's still like the medieval days. There's just a lot of peasants and a lot of people working in workshops, and there's just people that are higher up, and then there's like the king. But I think it even goes beyond that, though. There's like kings of the kings and queens of the kings and kings of those kings. And you just don't even know who they are. They're like a shadow king or something, like that rules all these societies. Because regardless how you want to believe it, we live in the city, and that's like, it's nothing more than a kingdom. You don't live in the middle of nowhere and no one knows who you are, and you just live off the land. Like, there are people that do that, and that's probably pretty awesome. But for everyone who doesn't, you're just part of being the peasants. Especially when you have no money, you have no resources, you really have nothing, and you're forced to go out there and slave away just to get by. With the idea of one day you might have enough resources where you don't have to slave away as hard. But I think that's all la la land. You always will be slaving. If it's not for your emotional stability or your physical stability or your financial stability, there'll always be something. Something like that, and this is Fano from An Hour with the Wolfpack, and this is my segment, Steppin in Babylon. This is day 63. Today's date is March 24th, 2016. And I hope everyone lives with love and compassion, because if you don't love yourself and you're not compassionate, then you can't be compassionate or love anyone else.